Okay, one more time. All right. I'm April White.
And I'm Christopher Tompkins.
And you're on the line with the Hype Busters.
Welcome. Ready for some real talk on strategic communications?
You're in the right place. Welcome to Hype Busters.
Whoa, out of a cannon apes. Yeah, that's what Daddy likes to see.
Who made you my daddy?
I don't know. It was one of our votes, and I don't want to say it was Tasmania, but there was a fan favorite vote, and won the Daddy Award. I don't know. It's a podcast Daddy Award. So
amazing.
Yeah,
Well, go Tasmania.
Yeah, you know what? I like that we reached.
Gotta love those. Gotta love those floating Australians.
Floating Australians. Speaking of floating Australians, my seat is nice and warm after.
What did you think, Chris?
I thought it was
taking on the Chris persona.
I think it was very interesting. I liked it, but it was interesting to see Hamish be a little bit more nasty, because he doesn't come across as a very nasty person. So I really like.
No, it doesn't seem like he could even do it. But then there he was being a little nasty.
And you know what I think? I think that everyone should try it. I mean, I really do think that it's a really good release.
You know what it made me wonder? I was like, I wonder what Hamish would do if he were pretending to be me. So I almost want to see another Hype Busters takeover where Hamish pretends to be April, and you get to be normal Chris.
That would be a pleasure. Yeah, he's welcome back anytime. You guys did a great job. It was a really good listen. You guys, if anybody missed that show, definitely check it out. It was the one that's before this one that you're listening to. That's how you find it on, or just look at us. We're in the top 10 on iTunes at any point.
Did you have a favorite moment from that show, from listening in from afar from Chennai when you were doing buttocks signatures?
You know what? It was, I like
also call it autographs.
I did. Well, you know what? I have a thriving fan subculture. I wouldn't even call it a fan base. It's more of a subculture. It's kind of like when someone's
underground.
Yeah, it's underground. It's almost like subterranean. It's more like a bunker crew. You know what I mean? It's a let's call it a pod, if you will.
Oh my God.
But no, nice firm buttocks to sign. It was good. It was a pleasure. My Sharpie was my penmanship was good.
Good.
So no, sexual harassment case pending. But aside from that, really good.
Did you have a favorite moment of Hamish giving me digs?
Ooh, God, I don't know. There was quite a few good ones. I don't know. They were all pretty good. I think I was mostly so shocked that where he was going with things, and then I think I could hear how shocked he was that he went in a direction that I was kind of like listening to the performance more than the content at times. Which I'm hopeful that all of our audience is, just listening to the sentiment, the content, screw the content.
Where's Chris going next?
Yeah. Where am I going next? Staycation is going to be my next one. Because I'm doing.
You have to recover from vacation.
No, doing a live Zoom with another bunker crew in Japan. We were voted. They're getting. They've actually created T-shirts on T Republic with my face on it, which is really, really disarming. Because they're glow in the dark, but I'm excited. We're gonna do just some fielding some questions like who's the real Chris, get into my essence, which will be fun. You can I'll send you the recording of that. But aside from my absence, April, how's everything been going for you?
I mean, I've just mostly been crying myself to sleep because I missed you and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, you wouldn't be the first. I usually say Lexapro when anybody has that issue. Lexapro, or if you're in a medical marijuana state, go ahead. Just do what they have. But yeah. It's interesting though, like all joking aside, if we can call that any of that joking, because I'm very serious about my fan base. But the RV trip was
Your
the big
bunker base.
the my bunker base
Yeah.
hashtag bunker base.
Yeah.
The RV trip was the big news for me over the
Hmm.
last few weeks. So that was I told you a little bit of my adventure. Um, I was doing conference calls with my clients and thinking I can do this while we're driving. I can't do this while we're driving, is what I found out because this is what they look like. So no joke.
And everyone's getting seasick and throwing up.
So then I would just take my camera off and then they'd be like,
Mm.
Chris, what do you think? And then I would start talking and it would freeze. So it was really,
Really productive.
really productive, especially when I was doing it was like, it's like that point in the client's relationship that you're like the Sermon of the Mount and you're constantly
Uh-huh.
giving these big declarations and explanations. And I was cutting out the whole freaking time. So luckily, my awesome staff stepped in and filled in the blanks and stepped up to the plate and
Oh,
helped me
wow.
out. But I told them, they're like, hey, everything seems like your internet's really bad. And I'm like, hey, I'm on vacation, like I'm helping out here.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it was as productive as it was relaxing.
Yes, I would think
Mhm.
we're equaled out there. But it was really nice to see family. I had a big family reunion pool party, which was great in Pittsburgh. Got to see a lot of my friends in Massachusetts as well as in Vermont. So that was all great. We got to go past Savannah on the way back. So there were high points. There wasn't a high from the whole thing. I would say if we averaged everything out, we'd probably be at a C minus territory. But it was definitely worthwhile to see people. I think that was what was really great because I haven't seen a lot of people since pre-COVID.
You really PR'd that. That was very well done.
Yeah, I try. I try to give things a little bit of a spin, and then a kick in the nuts at the end. But that's the Chris Brand. Baby.
And I bet Olive loved it, meeting all these people and
She did. She was okay. So this is so funny because Dale was just like, "Oh, her coat is so shiny." Because I said it's human grease all over her. It's like everyone was petting her and touching her and stroking her, and I was like, "This is human grease. This is hand grease, skin grease." But she loved it. She was sitting in the passenger seat like the queen the whole time. She was well behaved. She was
adorable.
great. She was amazing. No complaints on her. She did a really good job on a road trip. I just think that next time, a little bit shorter, maybe drive far ways to a destination that we stay at.
Yeah,
Um, I think the
less moving
jumper,
around.
yeah, it's just too much work.
Mm,
So yeah, so that was my trip. I mean, anything? What's been going on with you? This is like the end of the summer.
I know. It's just weird. I don't even want to admit that. I'm in denial that it's the end of the summer. I did my first gig with my cover band.
What are you covering? Duvets or what's the
Yep,
cover?
duvets. Yep, we covered duvets. It's really it sounds great. It
No,
sounds
what do
like
you?
it sounds like the sound of silence.
A downy silence. Feathered. So no, but what kind of music?
Hello, Dr. Smile friend. Um, it's primarily blues, rock, funk, R&B.
Okay, nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, good.
So,
So when do you when's the tour so you can start pre-plugging it?
it's gonna be next spring
Next
2023.
spring.
Yeah,
That's a
we got
that's a choice.
we gotta build up we gotta build up our fan base, and then we don't want to be traveling in winters. So.
Well, hey,
Mhm.
all of you bunker heads out there that are following me, please hashtag bunkerheads. I'm a bunkerhead. If you are one, you definitely going to have to get ready and in line for tickets to Ape shows
Yeah,
coming your way. Swift and hot. So, speaking of Swift and hot, we have like a whole
yes,
bunch of
we
amazing,
do.
amazing stuff to talk about today. I don't want to bury the lead, but we don't have a guest. And you know why? It's because of me. So let's go into our first.
Wait, explain. Explain.
We're busy people here.
Uh-huh.
You got to move.
Mhm.
You got to move. And we
Yeah.
had the guest segment. Eh, I think we did better just talking to each other. But if you
That
want to
said,
be
if
a
you
guest,
want to be a guest,
if you want to be a guest, contact.
me, April.
Oh, sorry, audio cut out. We're going to go into breaking news. I'm excited
Breaking.
about this.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited because
Me too.
nothing gets me more excited than an ex-Twitter exec who blows the whistle and alleging reckless and negligent cybersecurity policies. Oh my
Yeah.
God, at Twitter, who would have thunk? I'm just so
How
shocked.
could it happen? Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God. I can't
so
give my
funny.
social security number out on Twitter anymore.
So Twitter has major security problems that pose a threat to its own users' personal information, to company shareholders, to national security, and to democracy, according to an explosive whistleblower. And this was obtained by CNN and the Washington Post. He sent this last month to Congress and federal agencies, and it painted a picture of chaotic and reckless environment and a mismanaged company that allows too many of its staff access to the platform's central controls without adequate oversight. Also alleges that some of the company's senior-most executives have been trying to cover up Twitter's serious vulnerabilities, and that one or more current employees may be working for a foreign intelligence service. That one, I mean, talk about bearing the lead.
Yeah, really.
Like that should have been way up higher. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And of course, everyone's saying that, this guy who's the whistleblower, which we'll call Mudgenstein,
Yeah,
Mudgenstein, the Mudster, he
Mudge.
he
Just
he
Mudge.
basically they're saying, well, he got fired and he's like kicking everybody's on the way out kind of thing.
I mean, that's what people do when they throw the box of their down the stairs. Like that's you don't you don't allege that there's people from other countries, security that are working there. That's not a yeah.
Well, you don't know the Mudge like I do. I mean, me and the Mudge, we go way back.
I just made up that there's like foreign intelligence service people from other countries working there. Just thought it would be a good way to get back at people and send it to Congress. Like that's not a thing.
Yeah, well, that's a Saturday for Mudge. Walk in the park. You're gonna go hiking and out Twitter to the government. Yeah, none of this really does shock me that much. I do feel that like all the social media sites have some sort of shadow type activity happening on it. So Twitter is also, and also the interest of Elon into Twitter is another thing that makes this even more believable because
For sure.
I think his motivations are a little, I don't want to say sinister, but kind of sinister in how he planned to use Twitter.
So why, if that's the case, why back out of the deal? Because of the
Too much
fake users?
heat.
Because okay.
I think he knew some of this stuff, and then I think when it got amplified, this is something that this is the Mudger is a sacrificial lamb on this one. I think that he may have been paid off to release this to push Elon out, or I don't know. I feel like there's more play than this because I mean, I hate to say this, none of this is shocking information to me. I think you roll the dice across the board when you're doing anything social, in the metaverse or not. But still, yeah. I don't know. Buyer beware. I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting conspiracy theory that somehow this was related to trying to get Elon out, so he would become his problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, like when I was buying my house and we were trying to negotiate, and there's other buyers around. We knew that the other buyers were going to be around. Like we had access to them, like just through like the realtor's ear. And we said, tell them that there's been sinkholes in the area and bring up the sinkholes have happened in the area. And that's one of the ways we got some of the people out. Because it's true, but I just amplified a fact that everybody knew and had access to.
How did you do that?
Through the realtor, through our realtor, and then getting the ear of the other realtor and getting the other, you know what I mean? And then
you are nasty.
No, I'm not. I'm just I'm me and the Mudster. Okay.
Mudgenstein. So you're I'm gonna start calling you Mudge.
Yeah, I'm the Mudger. I'm the Mudger. Hashtag bunker fans. But like, yeah,
oh my god.
But yeah, No, and it did work, but I'm amplifying something that was already readily available and well known. So choose your own
Oh my
storyline.
god. Oh my
So,
god.
and guess what? I backed Elon off of my house, so he couldn't buy it. He's had another kid that has the name of a zip code. All right. So up next, Facebook seeks to change course as Meta's
Yep.
revenue falls. So, nearly 2 decades after Facebook's inception and astronomical rise, Silicon Valley's staple is changing course in an effort to preserve its top spot in the digital landscape as it faces new headwinds.
Ooh,
So, Meta
headwinds.
is shifting to adapt to a changing climate for tech with product updates and focus on virtual reality. But the big battle here is it's trying to maintain its status, but it's working to convince consumers and investors to embrace the Zuck's vision for the company's future while confronting an FTC intent on mitigating Meta's market power, increasing competition from platforms such as TikTok, industry changes impeding ad revenue, and the looming threat of a recession. I don't care what Zuck's has to say. So I immediately would say that the metaverse is not paid off as fast as everybody had wanted to. And Meta was a big story, and I do feel like now the recession is becoming the story, um,
Yeah.
which is so shitty for this to be the storyline going into the third and fourth quarter. Like that is like I hate that that's starting to ramp up that storyline. But
But don't you think it's related to the midterms? It's gotta be.
yeah, I think so. Mhm. I think so.
It's gotta
I
be.
think it's I think everything that we're seeing right now is a little bit political angled. That's why I'm just disappointed because it's like you don't want to end the summer, which is frivolity, and go right into the cold winter. You know what I mean? Like, all right, stock up on shit because you're going to be poor in 5 minutes. And like, I just I don't love the doom and gloom instantly, like a light switch. Like,
Winter is coming.
winter is coming, and that's
Mhm.
from that hit show.
I
Thrones of
mean,
Dragons, Dragon Thrones, Dragon,
Dragon Thrones, is that what you call it?
Dragon Thrones. Yeah, I don't watch it. I don't like people getting impaled with swords. I try to skip that. But I stay for the dragons. I leave for the sword deaths.
Oh my god. Wait, so do you even know what winter's coming means?
Doesn't that mean like someone's coming over to attack me or something? I don't know.
So it's enough. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
a
wouldn't
Game
give
of
it to you
Thrones
in a
reference. I just don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's interesting because we actually had a prospect yesterday that's downscaling their PR spend and
Mhm.
coming to us from a bigger agency, hopefully, because they said because they're preparing for a cold winter. So it's like across the board, people are starting to batten down the hatches a bit.
Mm. That's why that duvet comes in handy to warm them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. You know, it's nice to see people are kind of looking out for their future. I mean, especially if you're thinking about recessions and that being a big message. I mean, if I was a brand right now, I'd be coming up with what their fourth quarter messaging strategy was like immediately
Yeah.
to combat that, just to feel comfortable going into that. So it's not like because it's going to be buy, deal, like for that full time. But going back to Meta and all of this, that's kind of just another political scapegoat topic.
Yeah.
But the metaverse, I think, in terms of people's involvement, has slowed a little bit and cooled off a little bit because it's not like an instant process. It takes a little bit of time, and people aren't jumping on. I think people are getting onto the metaverse as fast as they wanted to get onto short form video into their content on social. They were like, "How are we going to do this?
Mm.
I don't know. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do TikTok?" It will happen, and when that happens and someone has a success that's palpable and everyone understands what it is, that topic's going to heat up again. Been doing a lot of research into this topic because we have a new client that is steeped in that, and there is a lot of there's a lot of ways that can be very successful if when it does start notching in and ticking.
Yeah.
But right now, it's still magic, you know? It's just like when social media started. Everyone was like, "Oh, well, how am I gonna market my business on that? Oh, it's just people chatting. Oh, how am I gonna do-" like?" It's the same thing now. It's like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of people with VR headsets talking to each other." Ugh. Same
Yeah. It's gonna take
story,
a
you know?
while. Yeah, I mean, do you think some of it is just that people are so overwhelmed by just trying to make it through this reality that adding another layer of reality to it is just overwhelming? Or do you think it's just the like slow adoption thing?
I think it's both. I think the people that have the purse strings are of an older generation. And I think that they need a hard sell, and there's no facts, and there's no stats, and there's nothing that really they need to sell because they work off of fact.
Yeah,
So that's when you have to take leaps, and those leaps sometimes can be kind of they can be face plants.
yeah,
So I think it's, and then also like, okay, well, the people that are very, very risk adverse are going to kind of lean on the edge of, well, let's not make this now. Let's do this as a first quarter spend. Let's do this as a next year spend. And you know how marketers are generally. It's tunnel
yeah,
vision. As soon as that is off the plate and the marketer's moved, it's off my radar completely, and I'm focusing on something different. So
yeah,
it could be that too.
yeah, it makes sense.
But
Well,
what you were interested in was that big NHS story that hit. You couldn't shut up
the
about it. I'm telling you, listen.
Nottingham University hospitals.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you've always wanted to go there too. Wasn't that on your bucket list?
So a director of communications that's at an under fire hospital trust was suspended after blocking Twitter accounts of parents and babies who died in its care.
Oy.
So Nottingham University Hospitals Trust, which is NUH or NHS NUH, they suspended Tiffany Jones, who apologized wholeheartedly for her decision to block bereaved parents. The parents said that she blocked them out and it was insensitive and triggering. And then they did a review and did the deaths of dozens of babies that's due to start next month. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, why she tried to take this on herself without getting external help, I don't quite understand unless they just didn't have budget, right?
Hmm.
Because how do you just decide, or do you just think you know best and you just start blocking the parents of dead babies so they can't interact with you on Twitter? Oh my
Well,
God.
let me give you the kind side of this and what could have the human side. The human side
Okay.
is that her boss could be an absolute, and she
Yeah.
could be the chopping block, because if
Yeah.
she doesn't do everything he says, she's in trouble. So then she saw this come up and she was like, oh, I can bury this really easily, and then I wouldn't get in trouble, and then this wouldn't hurt anybody. No one, these people don't even use Twitter anyway, whatever. And that could have been her course of action. And that's why she was doing it as an operating basis to kind of just keep the heat off of her. I mean, that's 100% speculation. Hype busters, 100% speculation. But yeah, I mean, it could be something like that. It could be that she just thought that this was the easy way to get rid of bad feedback. I mean, I have people
Well,
that,
it says somebody said we've never tweeted her, direct messaged her, so it's completely random. So they just got a note like you're blocked from following Tiffany Emma and
yeah,
her
but
personal
you don't
tweets.
get like hey, you've been blocked, sucker. It's like you have to find that person in order to see that block. So she was she was kind of getting ahead, and she thought, okay, someone probably gave her bad advice, or she came up on this on her tactic on her own. She just, what she's trying to do is trying to keep bad PR away, and baby deaths is pretty negative.
What's interesting is she blocked them from her personal account and not from the organization's. So it's her personal Twitter that she blocked them from.
Yeah, but then why would they know that she's done this?
Well, when you see the screenshot, it's that they went to follow her and it says you're blocked from following Tiffany Emma and
Yeah.
viewing Tiffany Emma's tweets.
Hmm.
So somebody must have gone to look and see what she says or to DM her or something,
Yep.
and she proactively made it so that they couldn't DM her.
Hmm. So there's probably something that was, I mean, let's be honest. The Tiffany Jones account is probably owned by that hospital in her profile within reason. I mean, they probably she probably uses this as a thought leader account, possibly.
Mm.
Um, but I wouldn't block people just because of the possibility. Something gave me a whiff of something. And I was like, okay. So I don't know if it was a Reddit or if it was somewhere else. And then she just like, okay, I'm going to protect my. And that could be the case. Is it right or is it wrong? I mean, I don't know what they were saying or how damaging their accusations could be or how she was handling them. But
Well,
um,
also, like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. It's a business thing. I don't know if I'm using it for personal use, and you don't want it conflated with business stuff. I mean,
wow, let's do two.
she deleted her account now.
Oh my God, this. My God. Get out of here, Tiffany Emma. You know what I mean? Enough of you.
Should we move on? It's kind
Yes.
of awful.
Yes, screw
Okay,
you, lady. I was trying to help
okay.
out, but you're deleting your account like some punk. Get out of here. All right.
She tweeted that she was going to delete her account
Oh,
after
good.
some
I'm glad she did.
reflection.
I'm glad she did.
Yeah,
That made me feel
yeah,
so much closer to her.
yeah. So now she apologized and then deleted her account. Okay, should we move on to point counterpoint?
Oh my God. Let's go.
This is the part where we never really do what we're supposed to do. Um,
Yay. And this is Hype Busters. So enjoy it.
so who cares?
Who cares? My bunker
Okay,
buddies at bunker buddies love this segment.
so Bunker Buddies really does sound a little bit salacious. Okay, so for our first point counterpoint,
Yeah, what happens?
are you are you sure you're not guilty of the quote millennial pause?
Is that like
So the
menopause for millennials?
yeah,
Okay.
no. So the
Oh.
first generation to grow up with social media, millennials, are now becoming the first generation to age out of it. So this is from The Atlantic, and they did sort of a whole first person account of how they, took 2 years to post their first TikTok, and then they press record and blah blah. And then apparently this person is guilty of the quote millennial pause, because after hitting record, they just sort of decided she can't avoid this cringy pause in the videos or something. I don't fully understand what the hell the millennial pause is. Can you explain this for our listeners?
Well, it's one of these things. It's like that thing. I think I would like to liken it to menopause, but I'm not going to get that because it's not the same thing. It's basically millennials are using it like a grandfather would use it. So they're using it incorrectly. And so they're seeing that they're using it incorrectly and they feel uncomfortable. And it's
Yeah.
making them feel old or out of
Mm,
touch.
mm, mm, mm.
So one of the things is he says in this first person article from the Atlantic, I prefer the Pacific. I get confused whenever Instagram changes its layout. I use GIFs to make jokes in Slack. I have posted song lyrics in my Instagram story. The range of mannerisms is so broad. The sign's such a staple of my online behavior for the past 15 years, and that's not even worth trying to fight them. So basically, they are raised using social, and social keeps changing, and they don't know how to change with it.
I mean,
I think that's cute.
you think it's cute.
So
Yeah.
they're getting mocked pretty much too. They're getting called out for doing the wrong poses in their
For
photos.
being old. I see, I see, I see.
So
So
taking,
they're
for example, this is like taking a selfie like that
yeah.
is out of style.
Oh, okay. What am I supposed to do? That's definitely the best angle for my chin.
Get your chin done. I mean, that's what the babies are doing. Right out of the womb, chin implant. I mean, it's easy. You're in the hospital anyway.
Wait,
Why?
what's the new angle? What's the new angle?
I want to say it's sideways, but it has to be some sort of position straight on because I think that I believe the angle is straight on, which is what everyone's doing right now.
Okay.
But also, like saying, "Oh, this is my bestie. Good to see him." That's old. That's not what the kids say anymore.
Remember when trends were like weird bangs and like white high tops? Like, what happened to that?
Oh my God. Remember when there was one font and it was Times New Roman? I remember those days. Remember when computer typing was all green on a black screen?
I
Oh.
wish, like, I miss the days of like fads and trends being something, I don't know, more visible and normal. I feel like it's all gone online. It's so strange.
Well, the thing is this, there was little to no change for so long while this generation was adapting to this. So what happens when everyone gets on something? They start changing it and evolving it because someone else is developing something new. And
Yeah.
then now we're in the vacuum because social media has been fully adopted. So now that Facebook is now your grandma and your aunt's like main place to like communicate,
Yeah.
everything is starting to age.
Right, right,
So
right. That makes sense.
I would say that the millennial pause, I feel very sorry for those millennials out there that are being made fun of. Um, I'm
Poor
sorry for
things.
that bullying.
They're so old.
They're so old. Um,
Yeah.
but I do see stuff like this and I kind of go like low key, like, yikes.
What does that mean for the future of social media? That's the bigger question.
What will it mean? It's gonna constantly evolve. And what's gonna evolve, like what's gonna happen is I do feel like the metaverse concept is going to highlight a lot of virtual experiences that are going to be much more valuable to the younger generations as they kind of age up. So it's kind of up to our generations to learn what is coming up behind us because
Yeah,
what's coming up behind us, I think, is a little bit more serious than what we're dealing with right now.
got it.
And I
Okay.
think, I mean, I'm not saying it could end up the end of Wally, your favorite movie, but
Why?
with a whole bunch of fat people falling off their scooters and tipping a spaceship. I don't know if it's going to be that bad, but
Just
hopefully,
people, just old people falling off bicycles.
old people falling off
But
bicycles.
only after they stop riding and put their foot down.
Yeah, and just like go like one of those minutes where it's like, are they? Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they? Will they? Will they? Are. Well, well, that was.
Oh, 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 oh.
I
Okay.
think that was probably one of our stronger counterpoints. We have another one.
Will Banana
Will
Republic ever be forced to change its name?
Oh, I don't know. Let's cancel them. I don't know.
Cancel Banana Republic. Um, so over the last 2 years, as we know, a lot of companies have, been changing their racist names and logos and things like Aunt Jemima. The Washington football team changed its name, etc. However, there's one standout that didn't change its name, which is Banana Republic.
Mhm.
And it was originally coined by the American author O. Henry in 1904 in a novel describing a fictional nation that was poor and politically unstable, which was inspired by his experiences living in Honduras. Over time, then people started to use the term to describe real countries throughout Latin America, like Guatemala and Dominican Republic, that had precarious economies and political systems. And so basically now it's become synonymous with that. Now, is that racist in the same way that like Aunt Jemima is? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a it's from a fictional country that was then used, to just to describe other real countries.
Uh, I personally, I never understood the name for. I don't know why the store was called that because I knew about Banana Republic, this O. Henry idea before I knew about Banana Republic as a brand. So I learned it in school. Before I was allowed to go on the street that had the
Yeah.
expensive shops on it. I had to go with the shops that had all the holes in the cans and stuff. But when I saw that it was a name, I was just like, huh, that's weird.
Well, I will
Another thing, is it
I
all
will tell you
Safari gear?
why.
Why?
Yes. Because they founded the brand in 1978 before we were born.
Oh, good.
calling
Something's
it
happened
Banana.
before I was born.
I know, thank God, right? Calling it the Banana Republic Travel and Safari Clothing Company.
Jesus.
The original vision was to sell vintage military surplus clothing. And
Uh,
they pivoted to safari style clothes, the kind of clothes that like a white person would wear on an African safari in the 1940s.
yeah, like how what
That
Indiana Jones dresses like before he gets into action.
yes, exactly. So basically that was how it started. So it was meant to be like a fantasy version of colonial Africa with jeeps and windows and awnings that look like roofs and resin elephant tusks and decorations and door handles and like
Love door handle.
that's where that elephant tusk door handles.
Oh, not that kind.
Yeah. So that was really where it came from. And then I think it just stuck because it was so unique, right?
Yeah.
The Gap bought Banana Republic in 1983, and then it just decided to rebrand the company away from its safari theme at that time. So that's when they became more like professional clothes and suits and shift dresses and whatnot. So but
Mm.
it kept the name. And so now it still has this name that apparently is racist. I don't know.
Do we think though that Banana Republic has a future in the current marketplace as a brand? I would say,
Just generally speaking, aside from the name.
generally speaking, all kind of foreshadowing aside, we're going to be talking about the Gap in a minute, and I feel that Gap is another one that is losing relevance. So, for example, if
Mm,
we're looking at the Gap stores, they own just a couple of them. We have like Banana Republic, Gap, and Old Navy. Old Navy, I feel like has more legs in the economy than Gap or Banana Republic. If I'm going past those stores, they are not busy. Like if I go into a mall right now, I mean, I'll probably be hit with a tumbleweed and a bat, but like, no one's in there. No one's in a mall.
no one's there to hold the bat. Who's gonna
No,
hold
no,
the
no,
bat?
like a flying bat, not like a Louisville slugger. Hell, like
Like a
so
high
literally,
pitch, like
so
one of those.
you're picturing a guy with a baseball bat, head a tumbleweed, throwing a tumbleweed
Yeah,
at me
yeah,
and
yeah.
smacking the
No,
bat.
that's exactly what I pictured. Yeah.
Oh my God,
They,
it's like
yeah.
straight out of a Louis L'Amour book. Oh my
Oh my
God. What? So
God.
that's my last mall experience. But no, I just I don't know if those are, do you know people that shop in those stores?
No, because everybody's shopping online. And now if you want discount, you know, clothes, I think people are usually going to, a Macy's or something like that, or just shopping at bluefly.com or,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't see it. I mean, I do discount shops, but I'm not like a big clothes horse or anything. So I don't know. Banana Republic always seemed like it was an elitist version of the Gap to me.
Well, ever since the Gap bought it, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's elite.
I think they just turned it into that. So, I mean, I think if it has any hope of being, something else, it's going to have to shift to have a little bit more personality and something that's a little more fashion specific. Because I think too many other fashion specific places, and then there are all of these other juggernauts that are the generic clothes. But I don't know. What do I'm not like an apparel expert, so
I don't know. I kind of feel that
I'm not an apparel forecaster.
no, you're not. I thought you were. The
No,
no, I see here I see two brands that we never talk about, both with kind of salacious, weird stories, which makes me think that they're trying to do something
it's on
to do with,
purpose
to save
to
something.
refresh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I was making that long-winded point about no one being in these stores because
yeah.
I mean, because the Gap used to have for a while, they had Gap, then they had Gap Baby Body, and there was like a double store with a wall. You know what I mean? It took up a lot of space. They're not in those double spaces, I don't believe
I
anymore.
bet that they're already planning and rebranding, and this is just the way to get into it, so they get buzz for it, and then they get extra buzz when they change the name.
Fall into the pause, millennials. So, okay.
Yeah.
So that's our point counterpoint, folks. If you can figure out who had a point and who had a counterpoint, please write in to Hypebusters, PO Box 1184, San Antonio, Texas, zip code TBD. So next up, we have what is probably one of my hashtag bunker cruise favorite. I
Woo,
love that I've
woo,
changed my fans'
what?
names like 5 times. Or bunkers.
Yeah,
My bunkies.
yeah.
My bunks.
The
Cash or
mud
trash.
monks.
It's here.
Yes. Cash
Yes.
or trash, our favorite. So the first one is about Corona, and
Oh,
they are now opening registration for a branded resort off the coast of Colombia that's free of single-use plastics and starts welcoming guests next year. So this is their highlight of their sustainability efforts with this ecotourism island. That is a very specific and very creative marketing
mhm.
move. Isn't that interesting?
Hmm. Yeah.
So the whole island is managed by Corona's international arm,
Hmm.
and then it's located off the coast of Colombia. And it was created in collaboration with the nonprofit Oceanic Global, meant to connect guests to nature through immersive experiences that offer educational excursions and workshops. It's going to begin welcoming guests in summer 2023, and they're calling it Corona Island. Now, why in the world does Corona need to show its environmentally focused efforts? Is that something its base gives a about?
Hmm. Well, just looking at this, I mean, this would be the perfect photo shoot location for all of their ads.
Yeah.
This would be on brand for all of their stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, like being
Well,
like,
and in 2021, it says they became the first global beverage brand to achieve net zero plastic footprint
"Oh, that's great.
globally.
That's really good.
So they're super committed to that. I mean, this is very interesting to me.
But what plastic thing? Well, okay, yeah. I guess the containers to hold the 6 packs, or I'm trying to think what plastics would be involved with Corona to begin with.
Right. So why is this such a thing?
Well, maybe it's the connectors for the 6 packs, the carriers,
Maybe.
or the shipping
No, they got
crates.
it. They got a Colombian architect to do the architecture on the island, and then they had a leisure program curated by Colombian former Miss Universe winner
Oh my god,
Paulina
that's
Vega.
what I want all of my stuff curated by, to be honest.
But what's interesting is that they're doing the sustainability in terms of also tapping into like local talent, which I think is really cool because that is something that, in terms of ecotourism is a really important piece, is making sure that you're making it sustainable not just for people visiting but for the environment in which you're creating
Do you
that
think this was
destination.
do you think this was subsidized by the Colombian government? This seems like
Probably.
it's a big come to Colombia ad.
Yeah,
It's
probably
done by
tourism.
this Colombian architect, and then Colombia this, and then Chilean born, and which is not too far. Colombia born. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing
I
Colombia
bet
more
it
than
is.
Corona.
Yeah.
So that would be my idea. Do what? Okay, so
Yeah.
regardless, I would cash this because
Yeah,
I
same.
think good for them. You know what? Celebrate a win. Go ahead.
I mean, it's very creative.
Have a
It's very
Corona.
ambitious. It's very ambitious. I think it's very cool that they decided to go that big. Like go big
Big.
or go home, and boy, they went big. So
They
cash.
went big and went on vacation. I mean,
Yeah.
really, have 2 Coronas. Have a Corona Light. Have it in a can. Have a lime. Don't have a lime. I don't care. Have an orange slice. Be a weirdo. Put a grape in it. I don't.
So
Where
ketchup. Ready for the headline? Are you ready for this? I'm gonna read it to you.
I'm smelling it.
Ketchup
Uh,
mayo ice cream flavor is being offered to London consumers.
it sounded like you were melting when you were saying that. You said ketchup mayo ice cream. Is it ketchup and
So
mayo ice cream?
it's ketchup, comma mayo. So let me see if it's both. So some people in London are trying some rather unique cupboard classics as they endure the hottest summer ever. So the ice cream project is made up of a number of non-traditional ice cream flavors,
Oh.
which include several condiment flavors,
Hmm.
such as ketchup, mayonnaise, and baked beans, which is not a condiment. So basically, they
Yeah.
took some British.
Can I have some baked beans on that hot dog, please? Thanks. Good
They
luck.
also have Quaker rolled oats, PG tips. What is PG tips?
Tea. It's the #1 tea brand in the UK.
Okay,
They have
perfect.
square.
So you
There's
can get that
like
convenient
triangle
there.
squeak square. Triangle.
Got it. Somebody said we came early this morning. We're so excited. We had to come and try all these amazing flavors.
Well, those are all, and I wonder if the mayo is salad cream. Because what I'm thinking is I'm seeing, like, from living there for so long, these are all very traditional flavors,
Oh
English
my God,
flavors.
so are
What?
they?
What?
Oh, there's like a screenshot of the tea, mayonnaise, ketchup,
Do you have? Why don't you put it on screen
beans.
share so
Oh
everyone
my
at
God,
home can
ew.
enjoy this?
It's so icky. All right, hold on. Let me.
All
I have
right.
so many things.
So
Hold on.
is it dribbling down the side of the card?
Yes, on one of them, it like, ugh, ugh.
The little
Okay,
piece of
hold
dribble
on.
piss. Yeah.
One moment, please. Look at this. Okay, do you see
Oh
it?
yeah, the beans are on the loose.
Ew. Look at this dribble coming down.
Hmm.
A lot of weird flavors.
Ketchup, mayo.
Look at this mayonnaise original. Ugh, gross. I'm not impressed.
Mm, I I think English people would be up for this. I do
This
not think
is not
Americans would be up
there.
for this. I would be interested. I know exactly what the tomato would taste like and exactly what the mayo would taste like. I'm curious what the baked bean would taste like. The PG tips would be really delicious. It's basically tea ice cream.
Okay, I would like that. That would be
You
fine.
would like that because they do, like, if you go into a
Yeah,
good Asian market, they'll do like gelato, which will be like lavender
yeah.
and tea and stuff. That's really good. Yeah. Well,
Very
would I
strange.
cash or trash this? I would trash it because I'm Heinz. I don't know. I wouldn't be like, oh God, it's summer. It's so hot. We're releasing an ice cream. It's going to be so refreshing. Okay, let's get beans and Worcester sauce. I mean, it's the number one condiment, beans.
Why are they doing this? Is this just to
Get some
raise?
attention.
Yeah. I
Get-
mean,
the-
for
not-
that, I actually,
This
that
is
it works, but it's like, why?
it's a popular concept. They do like to vote in the UK a lot on things. So maybe it's choose your
Oh,
it could be
okay.
turned into a contest because what they'll do is I would say a few times a year, they have like the best potato chips in the freaking world are in the UK.
Mm.
And they will do weird flavors and they'll run weird flavors for like 2 months and then they'll pull them away. So a limited time. And then they'll put out some other ones. And then they'll have people vote for them. And then so it's always like because that's part of the culture is going
Yep.
to like get a paper and grabbing a pack of potato chips, which
Yep.
here we don't. We just get a can of chewing tobacco and Slim Jim when we're getting our gas diesel. No, but it's just a different culture
Yep.
because people can eat chips and
Okay.
fat because they're constantly moving. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This isn't for me. I'm gonna El Trasho this,
I'm
and I
really
know
on
how
the
much you
fence
love it.
on this.
You want to cash it.
I'm on the fence on it only because it's so interesting and creative and weird, but I don't know that it really does the brand any huge favors. I mean, I guess if it had a lot of social buzz happening in London, then it was a good move and it probably didn't cost them that much to develop. So in that case, I'll give it a cash.
There you go.
I'll
Look
go
at
get go against the
that.
grain.
We're on
One of
opposite
each.
sides of the speculum. Okay, so speaking of trash, Gap back in the news after 45 years of being out of it since buying racist brand Banana Republic in 1983. And launching its ragtag sister brand or stepchild brand Old Navy in 1999. All right. Anyway,
Oh my
Gap.
God.
Kanye West is slammed. He's slammed, folks. 2 M's for displaying clothing in giant garbage bags inside the stores. So Yeezy apparel is in Gap. Immediately says to me, Yeezy is lame. That's the first thing I hear because Gap is kind of like, if you're looking for beige, can I get beige that I've been washed 5 or 6 times and then that's the Gap? Do you know what I mean? You can't get a true beige at the Gap. You have to go,
Oh my God.
it's not even a real gray. It's kind of like a washed gray. Anyway, sorry Gap. You know that I'm not on your like freaking like board of directors here, but so good old Yeezmeister He's had several collaborations with high profile fashion brands, and also he has squabbles. Who cares? Now his latest partnership, Yeezy Gap, which is perfect. I think that makes Gap super cool. By the way, nothing like having someone that's mentally unstable attached to a brand that can't even launch a beige. He's being roasted online for the unorthodox way he's reportedly requesting the items be sold in store. Now, let me just share a picture of this because I saw this. I actually brought this to our attention because I low key love this. So this is what it looks like, folks.
It's amazing.
Okay.
But we have to explain it for people that aren't seeing the video. So it's giant trash bags of clothes that are just sort of piled on top and out of, they're just exploding out of garbage bags.
Hmm? In the background, the entire wardrobe of the Pioneer Woman, which I think is the best. Like, what the is that? This is why Gap sucks. Sorry, Gap, suck it. This is terrible. This I would say. Okay, number one, the bags they are not trash bags. They're like those woven plastic bags that you get at IKEA.
Yeah. Good
And
description.
and growing up as a bargain shopper, what do I like doing? Going through bags of to find something cool. So for me, I like the rootin' tootin' elements of this. The bummer on this one is that there's not a deal at the end of this dig. These are probably extremely expensive pieces of clothing or priority priced because they have Kanye's brand on them. Don't you think?
I love this tweet. This is how they're selling Yeezy Gap. The sales associate said Ye got mad when he saw they had it on hangers, and this is how he wanted it. They won't help you find your size too. You just have to dig through everything.
But again, I mean, I kind of like this.
I love it.
I
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so funny. It's so like Kanye.
and it's also I think it's a
It's
big
like that WTF factor.
yeah, but it's what I like about it. It's it's biting the hand that feeds you, and I like that in a stunt. Like when Doja Cat was like, "Oh, I hate Taco Bell. I hate it," and I'm gonna do like, and then she's pissing over her endorsement deal. That's like how a child does it. This is how a master does it. This is like absolutely like this is ridiculous that I'm in the gap. So how am I going to make it? How am I going to make myself on brand in the gap while thumbing my nose at them at the same time? That
Yeah.
that's exactly what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
And
freaking
that
love it.
he and also that he had the power over their merchandising is really cool. I think that's
Yes.
really cool.
Yes. To even force them to do that, like who else would do this?
Oh my god.
I
You know what, when I
I
saw
love
this
him.
story, I thought it was ridiculous and I sat with it for a little while and I was just like, I love this. This is like
I love it.
super cool.
No,
So
I super cash this because it's hilarious, it's fascinating, it's interesting. Like who comes up with like to be in the mind of Kanye West just for a day. I don't know what I would pay for that, but it'd be like being John Malkovich. Like I would like to be Kanye West for a day, just for a day.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah, I'd pass on that one, that offer. But but what I would say is that he's one of those people that's kind of like a stream of consciousness. Everyone's saying all of his stuff is trash and it looks like rags. He's like, then put it in a garbage bag and sell it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of I like how he's kind of just like, okay, if it's trash, then there it is. Go ahead, Gap. Do what you want to do. So
I
would
love
it
it.
make me go into a Gap though? For a picture, maybe.
Yeah, same. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I
I'd
can't.
probably buy one too, just because I'd be like, "Hey, I got one of Kanye's weird hoodies that was in the garbage bag."
Look, mom, I got a
You know,
baby tee that's been crumpled in a
I'd
Yeezy
show
bag.
up and be like, "Hey, Chris, look, guess what this is?"
And I'm gonna say, Ross. I mean, and it's good to be easy.
Yep,
You could secretly be, we're both in two bright colors for all that stuff. Usually, everything is like dark and crumpled and like thick paper thin fabrics. I don't mind his shoes though. Not that anyone gives a about my opinion on those, but I do like his shoes.
I mean, I'm secretly a huge fan of Kanye West, like across the board.
Yeah, I don't necessarily follow his music anymore. I used to like his music. I don't follow it anymore, but as a person, he's very interesting.
Yeah, he's fascinating. I mean, yeah, everything he does fascinates me and intrigues me.
Yeah, he almost
So
lost me when the with the Kardashian thing because that really is off-putting to me. But
yeah, but then he ran for president. I mean, didn't that win you back?
no, politics never wins me back. It pushes me more into like I need to go to Corona Island and like do on a very special episode of The Bachelor. Everyone goes to Corona Island.
Oh my God, I
Hi,
love it.
I'm Colombian and I've done this. Welcome to Colombia.
I loved, by the way, there's an awesome interview of Kanye after he decides to run for president with Joe Rogan. Amazing.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard clips of
It's
that.
it's amazing. It's definitely worth listening to.
Yeah. So,
Fascinating.
fans, after you've downloaded all of our past episodes, go find that
Yeah.
podcast because Joe Rogan really hurting for listeners.
The most listened to podcast in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Love his work
Yeah.
on radio.
Yep. All right. Should we wrap it up, Chris?
Oh my God, I hate to say goodbye to all of our fans, my bunker buddies,
The
everybody.
bunker buddies. Oh.
Oh, it sounds salacious, but it's not. They're just my friends
Well,
that live
thank
in
you for
subterranean
joining.
environments.
That what?
Live in subterranean environments.
Yes. Yeah. On Corona Island.
Oh, if
Bunker.
only. If they'd be dead because it'd all be water. They'd be drowned. Good. Bunker buddies, this is what Apes thinks about you. So if you're looking to
No, not true. Come on my tour.
come on the tour. It's going around.
Yeah.
You guys have a name for the band? What is it?
Groove Tractor.
Groove Tractor? Nah, I like it. I like it. I like how you plow with your music. The next episode we have of Hypebusters hasn't been written because the future is unknown to us. But thank you for joining us today. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
Do you have any questions about the news, companies, conversations from the show this week? If so, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and if you want to be a guest, cool idea. And join us in the future. Follow us, DM us, whatever you want. If you have anything to say, hopefully you're enjoying this. We enjoy ourselves on this. If you are a Gap representative, time to change jobs. Otherwise, until next time.
Kanye, call me.
Call Apes. Call Apes. Beeper 911. And then, but until next time, I am Christopher Tompkins.
And I'm April White.
All right, raise the roof, mother.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all.